Alright guys, so we're going back to Atlanta this weekend and we have some very important decision to make. But before that, let's go prep the Audi. Alright guys, this is the Audi A3 that we're going to be bringing to Atlanta this weekend. We got a few things need to get done. We need to bleed the brakes, check the tires, check all the nuts and bolts, make sure nothing is loose, and do an overall look to make sure everything is good. Alright guys, when it comes to the brake fluid, this is the brake fluid I like to use. It's pretty good, it's high temp, and usually never fails on me. Alright guys, so the brake reservoir is back here, so you normally want to take these things off. Mine is easy to come apart because I loosened it before. So this is it right here. I'm gonna take this thing off. And push it to the side. So what I like to use when I'm bleeding my brakes, I like to use this system because I'm the only one here. And when you do have someone, this thing helps big time. You can get this off Amazon or ECS Tuning. I bought mine from ECS Tuning. Make your life a lot easier. So what you want to do is basically screw it onto the top. You want to make sure that's snug and tight. Once that's on, you want to pour your fluid in this thing right here. So I'm going to try to pour it in there without spilling. So let's see. All right. Then you want to close this thing. And normally they say to pump this thing up to 30, but I'm gonna pump mine up to 20. That's how I'm gonna pump it because, well, actually I'm gonna go up to 15 because I don't want this thing to explode. So I don't really trust it. So let's pump it up. Pump it, and if you leave it there, if it's not coming down, that means it's holding. See, I put it at 14 because I'm afraid that thing gonna explode. But when you pump it, it loads everything up. So now all we got to do is go open the valve on the car, well, on the brakes. What I normally like to use is this thing here to catch the fluid. It comes with the kit. If you end up buying a kit, it comes with this extra bottle. So all you gotta do is put it over this nipple here. And we're gonna loosen it. And we're looking for any pressure, any air bubbles. Once that's done, you're just gonna repeat it for all 4. Alright guys, so once you finish bleed all the brakes, you wanna, to take this thing off, you wanna press this button. And that's all the pressure is releasing from the reservoir. Once you do that, it should be automatically full. So all you gotta do is unscrew this thing. And it should be already full. See that? And all you gotta do is put this thing back in and close it. Then you wanna go check your brakes to make sure it's nice and make sure your brake is working properly. All right guys, as you can tell, the brakes fluid was really dirty. So we got most of it out. So it's clear and nice inside of the car. So what's next is to check the tires, check the bolts, make sure everything is good. And then we're gonna go for a test drive to make sure everything is all good. All right, guys, so brake pads, they have a lot of life left. These are the DT60s. They're pretty good. I checked all four wheels, all brakes are good, but what I really wanted to show you is the tires. So this is why I think when you have an all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, even though reverse staggered can be faster, but I believe the benefit of having a square, these are the front, and if you can tell, you can tell it have some camber, but still have a lot of meat. But look on the back, it's nice and straight. It's still good. So when you wear these out, you can just swap the back to the front for a front-wheel drive. The same premise for the all-wheel drive, but mainly for Audis, because Audi, they have the all-deck system, so majority of the time is front-wheel drive. And when it get any type of slipperidge, that's when the all-wheel drive kick in. So technically, this car is a front-wheel drive car with some additional advantage. So having square is pretty good. You can rotate because the front going to be doing most of the work. So I'm going to leave this how it is right now, run this out on the track, and then when I'm losing traction, then I will swap from the back to the front. But pretty much, guys, all the bolts I checked, they're all tight. Everything is good. So I'm going to put the wheels back onto the car, and then we're going to drive and get some gas, make sure everything is good. And I want to show you guys the steering wheel modification I did inside the car. All right, guys, so I'm driving now, and so far brakes stop like crazy. Yep. Oh, sorry, if you hear a noise, that's the bottle in the back, my gas bottle. I have a lot more confidence in the brakes. As you can tell, guys, before the brake fluid was very dark, and now it's fresh brakes. So now we're driving to get some gas. And the main thing I wanted to show you, if you notice the steering wheel, right? I'm 6'8", and this car is a small car for a tall guy. And how I did it, basically my legs, I'm not sure if you can see my legs, but they can fully stretch. And I'm 6'8", and I'm sitting, this is the pillow of the car, and I'm sitting basically in the back seat. That's why I have to extend the steering wheel to me. So I'm like, when I'm driving, you know, I'm like this instead of this. So that's what I like about this car a lot. So I'm gonna be curious to see how this car feels when I go to the track with it. I drove both cars before. I drove the E92 BMW and this car to the track, but this car didn't have arrows and this car didn't have big wing, and I didn't adjust the seat or steering wheel like this. So I'm curious to see how this car perform on the track. To be honest, the BMW, when I'm driving the BMW, I'm a bit cautious, you know? It's like, I'm a bit cautious around corners, my confidence is not there, but this car, I don't care. See, I can just keep going. This car have a lot of confidence. So, but we're gonna see though, we're gonna see. When we go to the track, we're gonna see. But as you can tell, guys, a lot of confidence. I have no gas in this car, so we can't go too fast. So heading to the gas station right now and see. But whoa, the brake is good. They stop it. Yep. I'm gonna have a lot of confidence in this car, so we're gonna see how this goes. And also, guys, for the 2000, anywhere from 2006 to 2015, they don't have this. I have to make this myself with paddle shift. Manual car, yes, they have the attachment for the manual cars, but not for the paddle shift. I guess these cars wasn't popular back then. guys, I sit so low, the dashboard is literally right here. Like my eyes right here, and the dashboard is here. So if you're not 6'8" or 6'4", minimum 6'4", you can't drive this car. How this sits right now, I feel like I'm driving a real race car. Even though I didn't got this car yet, this car has at least 250 pounds left to take out of this car for this car to be competitive. Right now, it's good for 12 to 1 T4 class, but to be fully competitive in the higher class, I'm gonna need to lose weight. But we will see. We will see when we go to Road Atlanta and whatnot.